Okay, here's a quick little tip for when you're going to be doing some board repairs and you're going to have to remove the board from your machine. Here on this machine, which is a Getaway High Speed 2, the board has a little bit of battery acid damage. At first glance it doesn't look like the damage really spreads too far beyond the actual battery holder itself, but I'm still going to want to take the entire board out to take a look at it a little bit closer. So what I've done is I've removed the translite, put it away safely, opened up into the back box, and I'm ready to remove the board set itself. Now, in order to do this, obviously I'm going to have to disconnect a bunch of connectors. So what I'm going to do here is show you a couple of tips for making it a lot easier of keeping track of stuff when it comes time to put it all back in. So you'll notice there are a bunch of connectors. This is the board I need to take out. Here's the battery holder. I removed the batteries. Let me get a little bit of extra light in there. While I'm doing this, this is actually a pretty cool little thing. It is just an LED light that has a ton of little magnets on it, so you can actually stick it where you want to put that light at the right angle you want. So I'm just going to set it down there below the board. So first connector I'm taking out is J212. All of them are going to need to come out, so I just want to pull it straight out. Now, it's going to be too small to show on the video, but each connector has a key which makes sure that you plug it back into the right spot when you put it in. But sometimes, especially with games that are a little bit older, those keys fall out. So what I do, this is J212, I just take some normal painter's tape, take it out, and I'm going to take a Sharpie so it doesn't rub off and write J212 on the tape. So I wrote it right there. I'm going to take that connector and I'm going to make sure that the tape is on there good. So as these start coming out, so next one is J206, pull that out, get another piece of tape, write on the tape with the Sharpie J206, take the tape itself, put it on the connector, and now I know when it comes time to plug it back in, I will take this one, says J206, match it up with J206 on the board, which is printed directly on the board above each connector, and I will put it in. So basically what I'm going to do is remove all the connectors here. There's only a couple more, and then there are just these ribbon cables. The ribbon cables are going to line up because they go from each board to board, so when you get the board back on, you'll be able to see where the ribbon cables are. But one thing you can do is you can put like a little red dot on the bottom of the ribbon cable connector, and then a dot by where it would correspond on the connector on the board, so you just have to line the dots up. You may not need to do that. After that, it's just simple. There's some screws along the way. You just need to unscrew them. The board will pull out. You want to be careful whenever you're undoing connectors and stuff that you pull them straight out and don't yank on one side. If you do that, you can bend the header pins. Doing so can cause solder joints to break. So when you connect everything back up, you might have some funkiness, you might have some lights that don't show up correctly, you might have some weirdness in your game. So as you remove them, make sure to pull straight out on them. Same thing when you put them in. Try and get it lined up perfect, and then just do it a straight forward push. That way you'll make sure you're not bending any pins. Obviously, to put it back in, you just reverse the process. So I'm going to go ahead and get this board out. I'll have another video coming that shows you how to address battery acid damage, and what I'll be doing is actually installing a remote battery holder on this machine.